Listeners and viewers of this program know I've been going crazy over this Burma situation. It drives me nuts. And I will not call it by the other name. The name of the country is Burma. And, there's an illegal military regime that is running Burma. There is the only Nobel Peace Prize recipient in history to be held incarcerated in her home, who was legally elected to the legislature, to the parliament, is in Burma. They have been disappearing from their beds in the middle of the night, people who speak out against the government. They have been removing from the streets and from, what do they call, where the...
from temples.
From the temples.
Buddhist temples.
The Buddhist monks.
As well as students.
Students are disappearing. They've turned universities into prisons, the dormitories and classrooms of universities into prisons. Of course, this is another hot spot in the world where the United Nations and the rest of the world seems powerless to do anything, so it's time for us as individuals to collectively take action. And that's why Matt Findanque is here with me. I actually pronounced your name right?
Yes, that's correct.
Baumgarten, Findanque. We got it right?
Thank you, Gary.
Matt is with the Burma Global Action Network. And why we have you here, Matt, is all of the above that I just mentioned. My audience already knows, I already know, we already know. And it's like, okay, Gary, you keep throwing this crap at us, and what are we supposed to do about it? And now I find out from reading your efforts that I am contributing to the problem. If I stop at the wrong gas station to fill up with gasoline or petrol, as the Brits would say, the money that they are making off of me, and it's my choice where I want to gas up, is funding this stupid regime in Burma.
It's true, Gary. Yes, part of the efforts that we're trying to move forward with, we are having people call in and send faxes to both Total Oil and Chevron.
That's Total for you Americans.
Yes, that's
and
right.
Chevron, or Chevron.
Yes.
Okay.
Total, the French oil company.
Right.
Which are both major stakeholders in the Yadana natural gas project, which operates in Burma. It is a pipeline that runs through Burma into Thailand. And Total is the majority stakeholder. Chevron entered into it later by buying out another oil company, Unocal. So they argue that they're not responsible. They're just, minority participants.
Listen. When you buy into any business, you take the liabilities and assets of the business. You do your due diligence. That's part of your fiduciary responsibility to your stockholders. And as you do that, you are fully aware. I don't care what kind of BS that they put out. It's a G-rated room. I'll keep it at BS. They know what the hell they're investing in. So we're already rejecting that allegation. So go ahead.
So Total,
guilty as charged.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. Total is arguing that pulling out of Burma prematurely would cause undue disruption, that they act as a stabilizing influence in the region. But we really haven't seen enough evidence of this. Total has invested some money in humanitarian efforts, but it's mainly been around the regions where the pipeline runs and not really helping the rest of the country. And even if that is the case, the fact remains that Total is paying millions of dollars in gas royalties to the military junta, when it could be holding these monies in escrow for the true democratically elected government of Burma, headed by Nobel Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi.
So, wait a minute. Let's stop and let's talk about the realities on the ground when it comes to this pipeline that Total is funding and Chevron is funding. They're not, they may be investing millions of dollars, but that's not getting to the workers. How are those workers being treated?
Well, there are reports that the workers have been treated better, but there have been lawsuits against Total.
I've seen video.
Yes.
I've seen video. They beat the workers. They work them to the ground. They don't pay them squat.
There's evidence that in the building of the pipeline, Total employed military security to keep the peace, quote unquote, and discourage guerrillas, as they're calling them, from the area. And there's evidence that there were significant human rights violations during this project. At the moment, Total does not employ any of the military in their operations, but at the same time, as we say, they're still funding this entire operation within the country and are one of the main funding sources for the military.
And they've been largely unresponsive to your, maybe they're just so big, they have so much money, they can just say, who the hell are these guys? We don't have to pay attention to them, the
Right.
Burma Global Action Network. But I've also seen video of stockholders going into their annual shareholders meeting,
Yes.
and they make inquiry of them, and they just walk away. They don't even answer. I mean, are these not
Sure.
human beings, or are they only concerned about the bottom line?
Well, I think they are more concerned about the bottom line, as the fact is, and but I think that at the same time, this issue is coming more to public's attention, and some investors are making an impact. According to Responsible Investor, by October 24th, actually, European pension funds have pulled almost $215 million out of Total because of the company's involvement in Burma.
Well, that's the only way you're going to get them to change their position, because they're heartless, and you know what? They are corporations and they're multinationals, and they don't care. All they care about is the bottom line and their fiduciary responsibility to their stockholders, and they don't care about what U.S. law is. They don't care about what British law is. They don't even care about what French law is. You know, all they care about is getting a good return on the investment by whatever means necessary, right? I mean, the laws of the Western nations don't apply to these corporations, even if they are based in these Western nations, when they're operating outside the, I mean, you may not be able to waterboard me here in the United States, but you could take me overseas and waterboard me, and you haven't violated any law.
Exactly.
That's how they get around the law. Yeah. So, I think probably the audience here is as shocked as I was, surprised. I mean, it's getting to a point you don't know where to buy your gasoline, because you may be giving it to that Chavez guy down in Venezuela. Maybe you don't want to do that, and now you don't want to give it to these guys that are helping, directly or indirectly, the junta in Burma. So
definitely.
So we're not buying Total Gas or Total as Matt says, and we're not buying Chevron anymore.
That's right.
Even if we're on empty, even if it's 5 cents a gallon less at Total, we're going across the street to Shell.
Right.
Although there used to be that you weren't supposed to buy Shell gasoline. I don't know if any of you guys are as old as I am and remember. There used to be bumper stickers that said, "To hell with Shell." But we're past that. We're through with Total and Chevron.
Right. Well, ideally, I think we would hope that we can move off oil completely in the coming years. And the Burma Global Action Network certainly believes...
Go ahead.
Certainly believes that within Burma, a best solution for the development and a peaceful resolution for the people of Burma would include renewable energies such as solar power, wind power, and small-scale hydroelectric to help the people actually have energy for themselves and earn money for themselves, because the money that is coming from this pipeline is clearly not going to the people of Burma. It's going to the military.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. So here at least we have a way where we can, as individuals, do something about it. We have one solitary caller so far who wants to talk to you. So let's go to her. And the rest of you, get your hands up and get engaged in this conversation, for goodness sakes. Cassandra from the United Kingdom and our affiliate ASI Online, welcome to the show.
Okay, thank you very much, Gary, and it's very good to hear from you. This regime has been in